If you're a fan of both H3H3
Good.
and Sam Hyde,
I go through my day pretty normal, like I'm a normal guy, I'm a swell guy.
chances are that you've gotten an inkling that there's some kind of beef or drama between the two of them. Yet, if you do a search on YouTube, it's kind of hard to see exactly what people are talking about. And now, a lot of this drama is old drama, so the intention of this video isn't to attack anybody's reputation, it's not to dig something out that both sides really don't seem to be interested in continuing, but rather, it's just that if you're a confused fan like I am, I feel like it would be nice to have all the information in one convenient spot so we know what the fuck is actually going on between Sam Hyde and Ethan Klein. What really piqued my interest in this beef was that in a recent episode of the H3H3 podcast, a listener asked Ethan what his thoughts on having Sam Hyde as a guest would be.
Hello, Ethan Yo, longtime supporter. I've been watching your videos since 2014, and I've seen every podcast. I think you should have Sam Hyde on the podcast. He's hilarious, and I think you guys will work well together.
Who?
Sam Hyde.
Oh.
I'll check it out, dude. Thank you. I'm actually a fan of him. I think he's a really funny guy, but I'm not sure that... I don't even think he's in LA anymore, but he's a funny guy. Just like... He's a funny guy.
So you watch this clip, and you notice that Ethan and Healer, they're both very visibly, physically uncomfortable. Even at first it seems like they try to act like they don't know who Sam Hyde is until Ethan's like, yeah, Sam Hyde, he's a funny guy.
He's a funny guy. Just like... He's a funny guy.
It's almost like he's trying to find a diplomatic way to address Sam Hyde, who he is legitimately a fan of, but clearly has some kind of tension with. When you start to look into the topic of why there's beef between H3H3 and Sam Hyde, it seems like the main cause is that there's an idea that Ethan ripped off Sam Hyde, which is kind of strange to think about at first, because at least now they're both known for very different styles of humor. Sam Hyde and $1 Million Extreme, they're more focused on bits, satire. He has a way of mocking something stupid by disappearing into a character and taking it to its most wild extreme. It's likely that a lot of you discovered Sam Hyde through his TEDx prank, in which he played this character, he falsified credentials to get on a TED Talk, and then he proceeds to mock the whole pseudo-intellectual, self-congratulatory nature of those talks throughout his entire speech.
Pat yourselves on the back right now, okay? Let's do it. Come on. Everybody, I'm not gonna let you stop until I see everybody doing it. Let's pat ourselves on the back.
Basically, his style of humor is to mock something stupid by imitating it. With that in mind, the style of humor that Ethan has become most known for is actually very much the opposite of Sam's. Although he's done some bits and sketches and whatnot, he's mostly known for reaction videos, in which he'll watch a really stupid video and just kind of play the voice of reason while surrounded by stupidity. However, if you go further back into both of their video archives, that's when you start to see more similarities. And there's one video in particular that people seem to point to. There's an old video by H3H3 called Life Begins Now.
Bet you thought it was a game. It's not.
And it's basically a satire of these kinds of guys who they say a lot of shit that sounds really deep and intelligent and they're gonna blow your mind, they've got it all figured out, but he's saying a lot and he's not really saying anything, and it also has a very distinct editing style. However, if you look at a video by $1 Million Extreme entitled Mind Equals Blown WMV,
everything you know is a lie. Take the red pill.
it has a very similar thing that it's mocking, a very similar editing style. Basically, if you really look at both videos, it's pretty obvious that Ethan drew more than just a little bit of inspiration from Mind Blown WMV. Although this video is where most of the discussions about H3H3 potentially ripping off $1 Million Extreme seem to end, there are a few other videos that I've seen people point out as possible sources of inspiration for H3H3 material. Now, although Sam Hyde and $1 Million Extreme, they're never really known for reaction videos, they do have a few reaction videos under their belt, and in particular, there's one entitled Image 0612.
Guys, go get some popcorn, because we're going deep here.
That people say inspired H3H3. I've seen people actually say that Ethan cited this video specifically as an inspiration, but I can't really find the citation for that. If anybody can show me where he said that in the comments, actually, I would be greatly appreciative. Although reaction videos are pretty common, there is one stylistic choice that I think is strikingly similar between this and what H3H3 does, and it's the shot of the video, then back to me, then back to the video, then back to me, as opposed to just cutting away from one thing to the other, as a lot of reaction channels do. However, with reaction videos being as prevalent as they are, I think it's kind of hard to look at this and say, yeah, this is evidence, more evidence that H3H3 ripped off $1 Million Extreme. But being a fan of Sam Hyde, it's quite possible Ethan looked at something like this and said, hey, maybe I should try that. One final point of comparison that I see occasionally pop up between Sam Hyde and H3H3 is that they have a lot of the same mannerisms. Once again, knowing how their styles of comedy have diverged over the years, this is another point that people might say, like, wait, what are you even talking about? How are they similar? But there's one video in particular that I was shown that makes me think, oh yeah, maybe I can kind of see that a little bit. You can kind of see in this one, Sam's got a bit of a chub and tuck going on, he's doing some gestures you could easily see Ethan doing, but, you know, that's kind of, it's a very subjective thing, like whether or not this is something that Ethan copied or it's just natural to the kind of character he's playing. I don't know, but there it is. And now, although I'm coming into this drama as a fan of both creators, I feel like this is a topic that Sam Hyde and $1 Million Extremes fans are more familiar with than H3's fans, because Ethan has very rarely commented on it. But there is one Reddit thread in particular where the drama between the two sides seems to come to a head. It begins with a thread on $1 Million Extremes subreddit, which asks, so, do you guys like or dislike H3H3 Productions? Why is there beef between Ethan and Sam? Serious. And then Sam responds from his account. He's a hack. He's made several tribute videos, a few of which are deleted. They used to not have any sort of mention or attribution until I called him out on it, so yes, he was trying to pretend like he came up with that shit on his own. Sam's response is cross-posted to the H3H3 subreddit, in which Ethan personally responds. Jesus, Sam keeps talking shit, so I guess I better deal with this. I was trying to be neutral, but he is so obviously butthurt, so I'll give my 2 cents. I made one video inspired by him like 2 to 3 years ago, before we had any following at all. I never expected anyone to watch it, but once it received more views than his original, I started to hear he was talking shit on me, so I attributed it to him. That was actually pretty upsetting, since I looked up to the guy and I recommended so many people to watch his channel, privately and publicly. And then he goes on to show both videos so people know what's being spoken about. It became quite clear that Sam is a toxic asshole. We played one round of Dota a while ago. He said, "You're the dude who ripped off my video." I said, "Yeah man, sorry, we made that so long ago, I didn't expect it to become anything." He went on to say it was all good and tell me I'm a good editor and asked if I would like to edit some MDE videos. He buddied up to me, and we even talked on Facebook, and I hadn't spoken to him since then. Next thing I know, he's talking shit about us on stream, Reddit, and pretty much anyone who will listen to him. The thing I find so ironic about this whole thing is that Sam constantly whines about us ripping him off when his style is completely derivative of Tim and Eric. Furthermore, the video doesn't even represent our channel, it isn't why we're popular, it's not even featured in any way, it's an old and shitty video no one cares about. I've heard other people say that Sam is a toxic asshole, and I have absolutely no desire to work or interact with the dude at all. Dude has some serious issues to sort out, he seems obsessed with our channel, don't know what else to say, peace and God bless. To which Sam responds, "My duty, I have written precisely one comment on my own subreddit, I'm not a toxic asshole, come on." Ethan's response, "I'm sure it's being blown out of proportion by your fans, but they seem to be particularly rabid and hateful. I've seen several comments of yours plus the stream." Now, here's the clip from the stream that he's talking about.
Yeah, H3 Productions steals my videos. They don't. That kid's a faggot, man. That kid needs to die. And he's really fucking annoying too. I talk to him on Steam. It's just like he's a fucking dick sucker.
No hate for me though. I think you're funny and talented, and I've always wished you the best. Good luck on Adult Swim. I think it's your fans who are busting my nuggets, dude. My fans follow a code of conduct that prevents them from being rude elsewhere online. Okay, no hate for me either though, take it easy. And since that interaction, Sam has posted on his own subreddit saying that he doesn't want his fans pushing this drama, going and talking shit on H3H3, basically starting shit in his name. And if you recall that clip of the H3H3 podcast that I showed at the beginning of this video, Sam actually responded to that saying that he would like to appear on the podcast. I would go on if I was in LA and they asked. I don't hate Ethan or anything, honestly, he's pretty chilled for a YouTuber. So there you go, maybe one day we'll see Sam on the H3H3 podcast. I don't know how fucking uncomfortable that would be for like an hour or two, but you know, one of my favorite episodes of any podcast ever was Sam's appearance on the Needle Drop podcast, so we'll see. And it's pretty clear that, regardless of what similarities there were years ago, they've both gone in very different directions from each other. So it's hard to say that Ethan built his popularity on copying Sam Hyde, although he clearly did in some instances take influence from him. But you know, art doesn't exist in a vacuum, so that kind of shit happens. And once again, like I said at the beginning, the intention of this video isn't to incriminate anybody, damage anybody's reputation, or dig up drama that these guys don't necessarily want to fucking deal with anymore. I made it so that people who are as confused as I was know what the fuck is going on. Anyway, peace out, everybody get fucked.